internet, and welcome to the Monday Night Online Open Mic presented by the legendary Nuyorican Poets Cafe. Happy Monday, everyone. I am your host for the evening. My name is Advocate of Wordz. I am sorry for the delay. Wait, you can't even see me. There we go. Now you can see me. I'm sorry for the delay. We had some technical difficulties. Shout out to Olivia for the clutch save coming through, man. Woo. I was afraid that we were going to start like a half hour late or something, but Olivia came through with the clutch. I appreciate that so much. We are streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. All right, let's get to it because we started a little late. We are going to go a little bit late. Even though we started only like 5 minutes late, I'll make sure that we'll go 10 minutes later. Okay, so this is the Monday Night Online Open Mic Volume 2, Edition 9, which basically means this is our 9th open mic of our second season. I'm so happy that we have lasted this long. We have been doing this every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We are streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. If you would like to join us on Zoom, the number's on the left-hand side of the screen, 279-995-364. And if you enjoyed tonight and you want to relive it, you can go check out our Facebook and YouTube because that's where it will be recorded. And you can put it onto your social medias, especially those of you who are performing, so that when you're The New York Community Trust for sponsoring our free online events, including this one. You too can support us with a tax-deductible donation at nuyorican.org/contribute or to our Cash App, Nuyorican Poets Cafe. Today, I'm so excited about this theme. The theme is Kid You. I want to hear poems about the perspective of you as a kid. Of course, you have poetic license. You can flip it how you want. You can see I like to put up what our future themes will be 2 months in advance so you could get to write it now. Next week is going to be Rep Your Flag because it's like International Flag Day or something. So whatever flag you want to represent, you can represent. The week after that, we are celebrating the summer solstice. Summer is here. After that, LGBT pride / ally. After that, naked, superpower, conspiracy, thirst trap, your favorite word, on and on. You can find all of this on my social medias. I'm on YouTube. That's where the highlights for these shows are. Yes, we cut together highlights. We've been doing it for season 2. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Look up Advocate of Wordz. When you spell Advocate of Wordz, that is with a Z, you know, poetic license. Poets, turn your camera on. This is an open mic. And it's not just a reading. This is not the radio. So this is a performance. We want to see your faces as you read your poems. Have your poem ready. We have a lot of people on the open mic list. We want to get to as many as possible, including those on the waiting list. Poets, you got 4 minutes to perform. Please be courteous. 4 minutes max of your poem so we can get through all of our poets. No censorship. So if the kids are in the room, put earplugs in them or hide them in the basement or something. Unmute yourself after the poem. Those of you who are going to be listening to our beautiful poets tonight, after they perform, you're going to see the host is going to have a message that pops up saying, host is asking you to unmute yourselves, be obnoxiously loud, and shower the poets with praise. Stick to the theme, but you don't have to. If you have a poem that is not on theme, do not worry about it. We are not going to kick you out. You're going to be able to rock out. Once again, thank you to Olivia for making tonight happen. I was panicking. Okay, those of you who are joining us here on Zoom, make sure that you open up the chat as I am about to post the open mic list, including the waiting. Oh, I almost sent it to the waiting room. Everyone in meeting. There we go. Boom. It is there. That is going to be our open mic list. We are going to try to get to the people on the waiting list, those on the waiting list. There is no guarantee, but we are going to go to 10:40, about 10 minutes later because we started late. So with that being said, we took care of business. Let's get out of the way. Oh, I didn't put in there Michael Sindler's first. He didn't get on. I don't know why he didn't pop up on the list that I put here onto the
freaking me out, man.
There you are. You were in the email.
Me out.
You were in the opening video. You're there. I didn't forget you. All right, Michael, you know the deal. Let people know where they can find you online or what you're promoting, and then let's hear your poetry, brother.
Okay. I do have a couple of things coming up on the 11th. I'm going to be at They Call Me Mitch featuring there. And then on the 17th at Fincabulary. So really looking forward to both of those. And I just want to say, lighthousewriters.org, LitFest is going on. I just came right now from a workshop with the wonderful Sheila Eddy, who's world-class writer, just so much. Ooh, I'm so psyched. But again, that being said, I guess I will go with the theme because that's what you want. So I'll do some stuff from when I was just a wee lad. This first one is a triolet. It's called Autobiography. Cars have been trying to kill me since I was a 4-year-old kid. Pin battered, run over, and hit me. Cars have been trying to kill me. Each time it could have been deadly. It's a wonder that they never did. Cars have been trying to kill me since I was a 4-year-old kid. Now, other dangerous things. I do not ever recommend having anything that's not a normal domesticated animal as a pet, but I did as a kid. We had a monkey. And so this is a poem called Quest. Calm morning, Saturday, lying on floor, Jean-Claude resting on my shoulder as I watch cartoons. Warm sun like a blanket over us, content to lay his pillow under chin, arms bent, hand folded under pillow, just boy and monkey. Jean-Claude picks aimlessly at my hair, searching for non-existent nits. Door opens, in walks my brother, implicit treaty broken between boy and beast. Sudden savage attack. Hands pop up to protect face, eyes pressed into palms, feeling pin-like teeth in nutcracker jaws, jabbing into fingers, ears, and nose. Mark hurries over to grab bristling, furry, howling assailant. Monkey calms instantly in his arms. Door opens again. Jean-Claude gets hurled out to play in yard, chasing lizards and beetles, scampering up the chinaberry tree. Blood flowing from my wounds, stinging application of peroxide. This never happened to Johnny Quest. And see if I got anything else. I'll do this one. This is Mother's Circle. The women in my mother's circle, in different ways each, my life nurtured, filled cracks in knowledge I could fall through, with confidential ears that I could talk to about so many things I didn't understand as I struggled on the road to be a man. Each one in my heart still holds a special place. Their wisdom still echoes from beyond the grave. With their compassion and their empathy, those priceless gifts of time they gave to me. Am I out of time or?
You got like 30 seconds left.
That's okay. Okay, one more. Scars. Monkey bites knuckle. Decades pass, still visible. Tiny, fading scars. Wrinkled skin, punctuated. White dashes, last reminders. They're still here. Okay, that's it. Thank you very much.
Unmute yourselves. Give it up for Michael.
Yeah,
Really nice. Really lovely, man.
right, Mike, let's see.
Heartfelt stuff. Thank you.
Michael Sindler. Make sure you check out lighthousewriters.org. Speaking of scars, I still have some scars as a kid. I was in the hospital last night with my kid. He got a huge gash in his thigh. He had to have it sewn up. He got stitches. He was a real champ about it, but his team is in the playoffs this week and he's not able to play. So that's when he broke down, just like his father. I went through the same thing, man. So them scars stay with you for life. All right, moving on. Nick Paleologos. Nick, you know the deal. Let people know they can find you. Let's hear your poetry, brother.
Follow me at the real Nick P on IG. That's TheRealNickP. I got a feature coming up on June 13th. let you know more about that in the chat later on. I need a favor from you, Advocate. Please unmute Emily Cordes, please.
Emily Cordes, I see her.
Hello.
There we go.
Hey. Ready to get it? Ready?
Boom.
All right, here we go. This one's called No More Apologies for Your Art. How many times will you say sorry in one day? Is it 1, 5, 10, 20, or 100? From lips they spill compulsively, contrition piled up in a heap, a running scorecard that we keep. In self-rigged games we referee. The weight of fallibility keeps shoulders stooped and souls depleted.
Stop saying sorry for your work. Stop saying sorry. Your work is your story, whether told written or auditory. And truth straight delivered will sing through the distance, an echoing canyon, a hymn for all existence.
Poetry tells a story better than a novel could. Poetry is a part of you as it is to me, a place beyond judgment where stories can meet, where hearts stand resplendent and sorries retreat.
Don't apologize for your work. Don't apologize too much. Saying sorry isn't you and it isn't me. We are light wrapped in darkness in equal degree. And people together we rise from defeat, like a phoenix with fires that don't smolder, unfurling our wings. We give one another permission to be
human. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Oh, mute yourself.
Did that.
Oh, hells yeah! Hells yeah! Thank you all so much.
Nick Paleologos and Emily Cordes. Emily Cordes, she used to work for the New York. She's a fantastic actress and writer. And Nick Paleologos, our cult leader here at the New Yo. I love it, man. I know it's a couple of times throughout the year I have to remind, like, especially a lot of new voices who were probably raised properly to be very polite and humble and all that. And, you know, we have to remind them, cut that shit out, all right? Stop with that. Don't apologize for nothing. I've had some poets do that. Like, nah, especially the good ones. The good ones tend to. The bad ones, they're always like, no, I'm gonna say what I want. It sounds great, and they're horrible. Sam Park is next, and she's one of the good ones, though. Sam, light it up. Let the people know where they can find you. And let's hear that fire.
All right, y'all. Y'all can find me on Instagram at Pam.Sark. That's right. Zaddy Beats has moved to a new address. It's at Pam Sark on Instagram. I have some opportunities, beautiful opportunities to perform coming up, and they will all be posted on my IG. All right, so I have 2 poems for y'all today. The first one is about my parents moving from my childhood home after 20 years. Packed boxes. How does one parcel 20 years of life into the box that is a poem? There's so much to say, but words are fleeting, and I stay in my thoughts because the rent is always free in case I'd like to reach my youth again. I have moved away, but I have yet to unpack the words that wait to hit home. Playing house. I always took on the role of a mother, solving the issues of others in skits that resembled cookie-cutter situations with another child playing the dad with a daughter and a brother, maybe a dog, but it was then that it became an undercover habit of taking care or learning how to smother one with all of my love, although I needed it as well, I've discovered. In the plastic kitchen, I conjured plastic food and servitude. I improvised scenes with honest views and deep inner truths. And with all the imagined drama that ensued, I portrayed in magnitudes the empathy I possessed from the love I actually pursued. And even if it was inspired from movie scenes renewed, I brewed my heart full of innocent love and let it protrude into future attitudes. House was a recess game. But what was fun before instinctively became an introductory claim of an ingrained desire that maintained my expectations of humane relationships and refuge all the same. But now, after the 25 years I've had to grow, I've seen that playing house was me forging a home for myself so I wouldn't feel so alone. And giving love was all I had known, but giving love feels better when it is shown by those that give love back and share it on their own. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Sam Park, give it up for her.
Good. So good, Sam.
No.
Thank you.
Love you,
Classic food.
Love it,
Man,
love
dope.
it.
Dope.
Yeah.
Sam Park is a mainstay here at the Monday Night Online Open Mic. She's also a bit of a DJ. Make sure you follow her, Pam.Sark. It's that name is messing with my dyslexia. All right. I like Sam Park a lot, but like that is, I have dyslexia. I don't speak about it much, but that is so triggering me. Pam.Sark on Instagram. Go check her out. Did I say it right? Did I say it right? I was about to call you Pam. I was like, did I say it right, Pam? No. Damn dyslexia. All right, now we're going to a man who doesn't give me dyslexia. Another mainstay here at the Monday Night Online Open Mic. DG Clearing, my wingman. How are you, brother?
I am good, Advocate. So nice to be here. We're talking about kids tonight. Funding for a lot of kids has been cut off right now pretty prematurely. Please give to your food shelves. Please, please, please. They really need it now. I have 2 poems for you tonight. This is called There's Never Any Dust Under My Bed. There's never any dust under my bed. The loud noises scare me. Big bangs make me cover my ears. Sparks and flashes light up my window. My shaking hands cover my eyes. I spend my time locked in my room. My floor is made of wood. I can easily slide along the boards. There's never any dust on it, not even under my bed. My pajamas mop it up. I watched my brother play stickball on the street. He's a really good player. A car drove by and shot him. They were aiming for the neighbor. I saw it happen from my window. The cops came by. They said it was gang related. You shouldn't be playing in the street. One of them gave me the ball. He was going to be a dentist. Sparks and flashes light up my window. I watched my brother get shot. In my pajamas, I slid under my bed. The cops said it was gang related. My brother wanted to be a dentist. My other poem, I grew up in Tornado Alley in the Midwest. This is about that. This is Twister. This is how I felt as a kid. Twister. They call her a twister. You say you can't resist her. She comes from the sky to see you all cry. A tempest of flurries, spinning in a hurry. She's black, she's blue, picking up a cow and maybe you. A whirlwind of power in her darkest hour. Quick as her trick, throwing a brick. Twirling and whirling, dropping the rain, flooding the plain, flattening the grain. A cyclone that moans with the sounds of a train. She will rally your bones as you battle your groans. A funnel of might is a tunnel of fright. Troubled and doubled, if you can't see the sight. They call her Nebraska. Please don't ask her name. If you do with a gale, she'll throw you some hail. Her name is Twister. I never miss her. Straight from the sky. Please, please don't let me die. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. I look forward to hearing everybody tonight.
Wow.
Always the deep soul, DG. Always the deep soul.
This is very nice.
Thank
you for sharing that.
That was deep, man.
Like very powerful, very deep.
Much love.
Catching us in the fields, DG Clearing, a mainstay here at the Monday Night Online Open Mic. Check him out on Facebook, DG Clearing. He a bit of a celeb. They did a piece on him in the news, got over 1 million hits. Make sure you go check that out. Roz is next. Roz, make sure that you get your stuff ready. Before though, because I know some people have come in late. This is the Monday Night Online Open Mic presented by the Nuyorican Poets Cafe, hosted by me, Advocate of Wordz. You can find me on all the social medias at Advocate of Wordz. And when you spell words, that's with a Z at the end. You know, poetic license. I'm from the Bronx. What? We do this every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We're streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. If you would like to check out our past open mics, you can check them out on Facebook and YouTube. If you like tonight and want to rewatch it, go to our Facebook and YouTube. Of course, we do this on Zoom. The number's on the left-hand side of your screen, 279-995-364. Tonight's open mic list is closed, but if you would like to sign up for our next one, it begins 24 hours before the show on Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern is when it opens up. To sign up, you go to nuyorican.org and you click full events calendar. When you get there, you would click on the Monday that you're signing up for. So next Sunday at 8, you would click on the 14th to sign up for it. And you need to order an artist RSVP ticket. That is how you get on the open mics. The only way, an artist RSVP ticket, and then you will get a confirmation. So we are now gonna go to Roz, and a shout out to Scorpiana Lynn, who is in the building. I have known her for like 15 years. So shout out to her. This is the first time I think she's joining us on Zoom. She's known me, like I said, for over 15 years. And I think when I went out to Cali, I think it was South Cali, right? It was South Cali, did I see you? Or North Cali? It was North Cali, I think it was North Cali. I don't know, I did 2 tours in Cali and I got to hang out with her before, but I've known her for a while. Shout out to Scorpiana. Make sure you put your info in the chat, Scorpiana, because I know that you host an open mic as well. And one of our own, Generalissimo, he attends those. So make sure you check it out, man. That's so awesome. I haven't seen her in a while. Okay, here we go with Roz. And everyone likes Roz's new hairdo. I know we're used to the Bronx Red, as they said it, but we are digging the new hairdo, Roz. But we are not here for her hair. We're here for her poetry. Roz, where can the people find you online?
Through her big brown eyes on Instagram and through her bigbrowneyes.com. That's where you can find me. Show me some love. So tonight I'm doing a piece called Lessons in the Game, ages 6 and up. And this is brand new shit. Bright-eyed girl with a closet full of games and the desire to master them all. Every day, all she wanted to do was play. Bet she never imagined she'd find the true lesson in each game. Candyland, because baby girl could only dream of a place where life was sweet. Sorry was the #1 word in her vocabulary. Guess whose weekend it is to come pick her up this time? Reminded of a classic game of hot potato, or maybe tug of war, never sure of a final destination. Learning to think quick with a good game of perfection. Connect 4 seconds until daddy's prison call is cut off. Shoots for when she was a good girl. Ladders every time she got good grades. Charades because she's fluent in body language. Operation for when she had to be mindful not to set mama off. Jenga for concentration in preparation for chaos. Trouble to remind her there's no place like home. Battleship to teach her to use life's grid and be prepared to take a hit. We rise and fall. Monopoly, because sometimes the person with the most money is a loser after all. Scrabble, because the right words will always get her the points she needs to win. Hangman, to teach her that she won't need a man to finish her sentences. Tic-tac-toe, because she won't let anybody cross her. Uno, because she must learn to be okay with being #1. She opens up her childhood closet routinely, and she can't help but see how many lessons can be packed away neatly in boxes with choking hazards written across the back and age requirements to learn life hacks. They're all under lock and key for the next bright-eyed girl. End poem.
Unmute yourself.
So good, Roz.
eyes.
Yes, Rob.
Double
Lovely.
feature.
What
a concept.
That was awesome. I know half of you were there like, yep, I played that. Yep, I played that. Nope, I didn't play that. Gotta play it. Honey, we need to go get that game and play it. Roz through her bigbrowneyes.com on Instagram through her big brown eyes. That's what's up. I love it. I love it. Next coming up, I think Roz's poem is gonna make the highlights. And speaking of highlights, next coming up is a man who pays me a lot of money every week to put him in the highlights. That's why he's in the highlights every week now. He's just that good. Is Elemental, brother. Let the people know where they can find you online, and then let's hear your fire.
Advocate, always good to rap with you, man. It's another beautiful Monday night. Totally appreciate you. Elemental.com, plug in. My book Calamity is coming. Storm Gods in the building. Voltron Rising. This Sunday, man. There's a jump jumping off, man. Men Who Heal, hosted by my fellow Storm God. Come through, man. Really, check it out. Come through. This is some new shit, man. So let's go. I remember the days when all I knew was underoos and zip-up pajamas sliding across the carpet, causing all kinds of static havoc from kitchen to corners, playing hide and seek with the worst of vegetables and the best of toys that always seemed ready to find the perfect point of blast off into atmosphere where no fear existed between a weary boy's bones, and learning that love did not live at his home address. Not completely. Showed up often, stayed for extended periods, but never set up a permanent residency with residents drinking the toxicity of violent tendencies aimed at those closer than closets, hiding hungry skeletons that sought to feast on these best of times when all we cared about was being together. For a little while, at least, long enough to watch the latest installment of the Galactic Gigolo and his Rainbow Coalition contact with alien ideas that Earth may not have all the answers in existence, accepted the mission impossible to chameleon scream-filled scenes of togetherness into daily routines mashed into grits and bacon before the roosters to ensure the roof stayed at a constant state of ready. But for everything else, there was Steve Austin with 6 million ways to fold a family into origami figurines colored in the same 64 shades I used to paint my escape to stick figure fantasy lands on blank slates where every day was Saturday. I mean, cereal just had a different crunch in those days in front of that twisted transistor transmitter of tyrants and titans, from TJ Hooker to tunes of the looniest variety, teaching the facts of life to Punky Brewsters and Cosby kids everywhere. A get-along gang and a chitty-chitty bang-bang. Bed knobs and broomsticks became bass loops and drum kicks in a maze of wonder. A family stone in the grill of a drop top with Gil Scott at the wheel. A new edition of Last Poets cruising all the way to Motown, getting smoky on that Robinson, sipping Dolomite. What Rudy Ray Moore could you ask for? Then a Ron O'Neal planted in a Mayfield where Superflies and Max from way back go to get that swag back, shining with that goldy glitter, glistening despite the blaxploitation by educated fools from uneducated schools teaching us the rules. Can you dig it? Cyrus Tone in a warrior stance, ready to action Jackson any predator that thought keeping a family together was child's play. Smooth as Kruger maneuvers, no Elm Street, no Children of the Corn, lost in tall thoughts of misdirection and pumpkin head patches on endless Halloweens. This is a brainiac attack on Legion of Doom, praying every kryptonite for the spirit of endurance to outlast the last thought standing on passed down relics of family structure that suffered the same fate. I wished and wished and wished for things to be different, perfect, even, whatever that means. By the time my wish came true, we had all but forgotten the sound of each other's voices. They say, parting is such sweet sorrow. Though I loved my childhood, I'm happy I made it to tomorrow.
Unmute yourself and give it up.
You, man.
Thank
Elemental.
you. That was
Oh,
terrific.
yes.
Drowning Elemental. Got it.
Oh my
I
I want a
God.
CD, Elemental. Forget a book. I want a CD.
Thank you.
Oh
Thank
my
you.
god.
Love you, man.
Elemental, you can find them on elemental.com. When you spell elemental, you take the T out, put a 2 in there, elemental.com. Love the poem, man. You just showed your age, but I still love the poem. I thought this dude was like 21. Nope, he closer to my age, I see. Punky Brewster, what you know about that? My favorite ex was actually friends with Punky Brewster. And that says a lot because I've had some decent exes. I don't hate my exes. So with that being said, Rich Glennon. Let's move on to Rich Glennon. There he is. Rich Daddy Glennon. Been in fatherhood about half a year, but like all fathers, man, it feels like 10 years. It puts 10 years on us, growing the beard out and everything. You look like you got a lot of responsibility, Rich. I'm glad you took time away from the baby and you're being a bad father and hanging out with people on the internet. Let the people know where they can find you online, Rich. Let's hear you.
Priorities, all priorities. Rich Glidden on Instagram and Tumblr. I'll throw it in the chat after I'm done. But thank you. It's good to see you. Good to see all the familiar faces too. First poem is called Stuffing. Okay, stuffing. The baby is playing with a toy, a plush, bell-filled bear with blue and yellow stripes. And every time she wields it with herky-jerky swipes, it reminds me of wind chimes that I've heard in a Florentine vineyard amid unraveling hills during a wine tasting, as well as the morning mist that hovered over the countryside, which resembled stuffing, as if I was in the same plush bear my daughter is playing with today. I visited Italy years ago, however, long before babies and stuffed animals roamed my world. Back then, I would have likened the mist to ghosts of tour groups past, haunting the vineyards, getting drunk vicariously through me. But as a parent, all of my memories made before the baby are now punctuated with her bean-sized thumbprint. Even if I flung myself further back in time, across the country, into the muffled groves of the Pacific Northwest, the silence there would be made not by a lack of car horns, but by the baby having stranded the bell-filled bear on the muffin-top island of her knee, and my ambitious hiking would just be another form of waiting for my child to arrive and shake awake the gentle tolls asleep in the cotton fog. Okay. And this last poem, my next poem and last poem, is called Our Hero. She drinks her formula urgently, as if it's a secret formula concocted by evil Dr. Spider. Into her steel belly it goes and explodes. A smoky trail, wispy as a mouse tail, comes out her nose. She chugs her bottle with a vengeance, as if she knows, given the chance, it could drown us all. So she downs it first, answers the call in the form of thirst. And once it's all gone, she flaps her arms and flies not a bit above our adoring heads, sails not over a sea of saved citizens waving from their unscorched city. She doesn't pierce a single cloud, golden or otherwise, and doesn't disappear from our tearful eyes into a perfect sunset. But she does remain lumped upon my earthbound lap, and she does clap, pausing every now and then to inspect the backwards cape of her wind-shorn bib. Thank you.
Unmute yourselves and give it up for
That
Rich
is
Glennon.
so beautiful.
For the baby, right?
Beautiful, man.
Baby
Yes.
number 2.
Wow.
Yes.
Thank you for
For a
sharing.
lucky father.
Yeah.
Rich Glennon. Rich, make sure you put your information in the chat. Rich Glennon seems to be one of those poets that, like, every time you hear him, you're like, you hear his new poem. No, that's my new favorite of yours. Then you hear it again. No, that's my favorite of yours. It just seems like that with Rich. Rich Glennon. I'm so happy that he came back. We had lost him for a couple of months because he had to be a responsible dad. And then he grew up and realized, I don't gotta be that. Okay, Vale needs some time. Vale Larkin's supposed to go next. So we're going to skip Vale for a second and go to Ed Poetastic. I don't see him. Is he here? Yes, sorry, he's here, but his video isn't on. Ed, are you there? I see Baby Overdose. Baby Overdose is in the building. Shout out to Overdose. More importantly, Baby Overdose. Oh, there goes Ed. Ed, where can we find you online? Now let's hear your poetry, brother.
Sure, no problem, my brother. This is my name is Facebook is Eddie Foreman, and if you want to find me on IG, is Ed Foreman 92. And this goes out for you, real quick, Advocate. I'm sorry about your son. I know it's not fun. He ran faster than any gun. I hope his team know what he done. He gave him extra determination to chase the sun. Hope your son pulls through. All right, you already know me. My name is Ed Poetastic, here to make you all feel fantastic. I'm here to show you the wonderful world of rhyme, so please give me your time so you can feel sublime. This is called Mini Me. Oh, kid me, where do I begin? Oh, you'll see, the hustles aren't going to end. You don't need to worry, it's not a big deal. You soon taste glory, adapting the iron will. Am I still in school? Yes, I know it sucks. It doesn't make you cool, it gets you out of the funk. Am I smart, not slow? Don't listen to stupid them. Knowledge and art, keep on learning, don't be dim. Do comics get any better? Oh, you'll watch Marvel and DC on the screen. Watching them is a huge treasure, so many possibilities on one machine. Do I have a girlfriend? Oh, the woman you'll meet. Pre-foreign trends, oh, you remember the heat. Am I a game designer? No, but I'm still a gamer. I'm a virtual admirer. I'm still an adventurous player. Do I have a degree? It's a long story. It was tough, I decree, another shark in the quarry. How is mommy? She's great, safe and fine. She's not plagued by tsunamis. She found a better guy. Are me and Reggie still friends? Yes, of course. We're friends till the end. Best friends, but reinforced. Am I filthy rich? Money doesn't solve problems. It makes more ditches. More issues will blossom. Do I know where dad is? You never needed him. You'll create your own kids. You'll be better than that phantom. Am I poet king? Well, you do have fans. Love to hear you sing. You travel to everywhere, even Japan. Does life get better? Yeah, just please stay strong. Just be ready, no pressure. You go where you will belong. I wonder will this screw up time? I hope it won't be a butterfly effect. Kid me, please love the grind because it make you feel sublime. Should I send it? Oh, what the heck. Thank you.
Unmute yourselves. Give some love to
Eddie, thank you.
Eddie.
Love you,
Eddie.
Very lighthearted. Fun. A lot of fun.
Much, Eddie. That was great. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Ed Poetastic, always with the freestyles right before he performs his written stuff. Love that dude. Ed, make sure you put your information into the chat. Next coming up, if I could play the music, I'd play it right now. I wear my sunglasses at night so I can't. All right, Amanda Villanueva, who looks like she's chilling out in her living room with her sunglasses. I'm trying to unmute you. Are you getting there it is.
You finished talking. I was trying to have some manners. Okay. Okay. So
Go ahead, Amanda. Let us know where we can find you. Then let's hear your poetry.
you can find me on Facebook, Amanda Ashley Villanueva. The piece I'm going to read today is brand new shit. I wrote it today for the occasion. It's called Princesa de Papi. Without too much misery that is cautiously carved to penetrate, I want you to make me. Make me into everything you thought you needed me to be so that I can now give myself permission to breathe. You done stripped my sanity from me. Before I knew how to spell, before I knew smells would remind me of everything we had. Papi says there is a moment between an inhale and an exhale that no one really talks about. Says it is the closest you can stand to the surface of life and death, and I wonder if he knows this surface is also the unkept home we signed me up for. Papi says a goddess of destruction is still a goddess, And I was 7 when I was sold some bullshit about how I can only heal 7 lineages forward and 7 backward. But with fierce galore, I do so much more. I dance with what my sisters call the earth's inner child. I hold this magnifying glass up to the wounds no one is still enough to see. But it is no longer up to me to fix, to please, to shrink, to pretend that I still give a fuck about this. Papi says I better discern the difference between sensitivity and hypervigilance. It has long stopped surprising me that the men who love me are always poets who can't speak in full sentences. The ones who couldn't hold accountability even if it punched them blue in the face. My friends laugh. Is it crack? Is it voodoo pussy? Must I remind you, we don't get swept up by potential. We don't allow ourselves to fall asleep to boring stories of how they're still trying. Trying is good enough for you, but not enough for me. Here you will not find sympathy because compassion enables when put in childish hands, and these hands are not my favorite texture anymore. You need to go now. Thank you.
Unmute
Oh,
yourself.
Damn.
quemado, está quemado, ya.
That's right, Eddie. You go, girl.
Damn, girl.
Wow.
You need to go.
Poets who can't speak in full sentences. Ooh, I know a bunch of people who'd be triggered by that. Oh, well, Amanda Villanueva, make sure you go check her out on Facebook. Oh, I love it. Shots fired, shots fired. Okay, Vale Larkin is back, you know, probably speaking with all the famous people they know, because Vale is a writer, a constant writer, can't even speak like normies. Having a conversation on the phone has to be all poetic with it, like they're writing a screenplay or a poem, and I love it. That's my type of people. Vale, let the people know where they can find you online, and then let's hear your everyday speech.
Thanks, Advocate. My voice is still a little shot. There are my links. There's a show with Paul Conqueso this Saturday before the event at the New Yo, 1 p.m. EDT. Advocate, I swear you're the reason no one wants to date me. Okay, running with Ruby. Screeching, you rocket past me. Dress over your head, ecstatic, and chubby knees flying. Inside, I scream, wait, because of the monsters, because of the ghouls, because of the wolves who come for little girls, and not only on their way to grandmother's house. Wait, I say softer, and you stop, impatient to play, and lower your dress, thank God, and are confused. And I say nothing except to watch where you run. And I smile, so you know you are good, and you run on, and my innocence follows you. And then one more, meditation on the child. Close your eyes, they say. You are in your safest place. There, at the border between earth and air, they stand, longing, reaching, always away. Their small self silent, mind spinning, wondering what is out there beyond the cliffs we wait upon. I've just realized this is the wrong version of this poem. Give me 2 seconds.
People in the audience are like, yo, that's dope. And Vale's like, nah, that's the crap version. Hold up, let me get the good version. Go ahead, Vale. That's why no one wants to date you, Vale. You're too good of a writer. They're afraid you're going to write about them. Go ahead, Vale. Find your poem and get to it. Show us how good you are.
Sorry about that. I just fixed this thing like this morning. Okay. Meditation on the child. Close your eyes, they say. You are in your safest place. There at the border between earth and air, they stand, longing, reaching, always away. Their small self silent, mind spinning, wandering, wondering what is out there beyond the cliffs we wait upon. There is a deep, wide lake, no far shore, but blessed with a horizon full of brittle brilliance, the sun on faceted water, all of that scintillating tessellation. It could be anything, anything, anywhere, for anyone. They look up at me for the first time. We are in our safest place, I say to them. We stand together, unfolding on the brink.
Unmute yourselves. Give it up for
Bell,
Bell
worth the
Larkin.
wait.
Amazing.
Wow.
That was
Wow.
awesome. That was amazing.
That was so
Oh,
good.
Val.
Damn good.
Really, really great. Thank you so much.
Bell Larkin, make sure you give him a follow. Bell Larkin up on Facebook and on Instagram. And you are a victim of your own efficiency. People don't like dating people who are smart and can write about them. Next up, Alexander Goldberg. Where is the Goldberg? There he is. Let me unmute him. There we go. Alexander, you know the deal. Where can we find you? Let's hear your poem.
Find me online, Gorbensky on Instagram, Go15 on Twitter. This poem is about a 14-year-old boy from the Donetsk region and in the occupied territory. And it is called 7 Years of War. I'm just a kid, a teenage kid. I suffer from the war. I hear explosions every week. It's hard for me, I know. It's hard to live. It's not a home behind these broken walls. I feel like I am all alone. I can't control my nerves. The only thing I want from you is just to realize the way I live, what I go through. Just look into my eyes. I live between two different worlds. I'm crying every night. This is my life. It's not just words, but it will be all right. My life is full of emptiness, but there's one thing I found. The name of it is happiness. I feel it all around. I'm waiting for the better days. I ride the yellow bus. I wait until somebody says, right now, you're one of us. I have a dream when I grow up to make great movies, films. I dream to have the kids come up so they'll fulfill their dreams. I've been through drama. For those days, I'll never be nostalgic. But you can see it in my gaze. I'm confident, not tragic. I know the value of this life. And all I ask of you, help other kids like me survive so they can make it through. My glass will always be half full with something sweet, not sour. Experience is confidence. Experience is power. I know nothing's impossible. I try to find advantages. I overcome the obstacles and I can face the challenges. I'll keep building my country up and I'll preserve its freedom. All this experience I've got, I'll turn it into wisdom. I want to say, in 20 years, it's better than before. And we're no longer shedding tears from never-ending war. Thank you.
Unmute yourselves. Give it up for
Alexander. Goldberg.
Mr. Goldberg. Prime Minister Goldberg.
Incredible.
I like that, Prime Minister Goldberg. I like that. That's why we call him the Goldberg. Make sure you check him out. Alexander, put your information into the chat so that people can follow you. We're having a good night. Kudos to me for the topic. Kudos to me for the topic. All right, moving on. Let me stop taking credit. Trisha De Jesus. Trisha has her hands in a lot of cookie jars, as I like to say, with her podcast and all her different projects and her open mic. And I so like the theme she has for her next open mic. I wish I had chosen it. Who's got your back? Oh, Trisha, fire. Let them know where they can find you. Let's hear your poetry.
You could find me on Instagram at Finn_Bell, PHYNNE_BELLE. Yeah. Okay, so this poem is called Anne Marie. Cherished friendships become lodged into the archives of our fond consciousness. But what of the forgotten friend? A wayward wind through our life, settling for an instance, never so much as a demarcation on our story, before slipping through the cracks of our memory. I will stand completely still, dig deeply into neglected crevices, call out to that little girl who seems to have melted into time itself. I cannot say for sure, but I think her name was Anne Marie. Our family moved in next to hers the summer I was 5 years old. What returns to me about her were her impossibly rosy cheeks, her long corn silk blonde hair, darker at the roots. I hardly remember seeing her daddy at home, except for blurry glimpses of a burly, furry bear of a man. Her diminutive mother, not an outright beauty, but a Japanese novelty among white-bread military wives. Anne Marie beguiled me daily, impish eyes and ever-present tinkling laughter. The magic of her effervescent presence, gaiety without guile, flitting through the sunset lit dandelion fluff of our youth and innocence. I did not know at that tender period what being biracial even meant. Much as I had not a clue what my own dark eyes and brown skin may have looked like to untried eyes. All I knew on those long summer days were the important truths any kindergartner needs to know. Tadpoles became frogs. Crab apples were a sour delight, and Anne Marie was the most beautiful creature in the whole wide world. And then I want to finish. Hopefully I have enough time for this next poem. I'm reprising this one. It's called Dear Girl When. This is something you've heard before. Dear 5-year-old, the tadpoles are growing up really nicely, don't you think? I think by Saturday we'll have about a dozen bullfrogs. Do you think the pattern on our bedroom curtain looks like wise cats or laughing faces? Our sister has decided that we are old enough to learn fractions. Did you know that palm leaves pressed on Play-Doh make neat pretend archaeological dig fossils? Today, we play Wizard of Oz with our stuffed animals and the glazed ceramic lion in the living room. Dear 10-year-old, you don't have to pretend that you cannot understand or speak the language. I think they should know that their taunting hurts your feelings. Are you making friends? Have the other kids stopped staring at you and asking why your eyes are not blue? I think that bob suits your face. You're still cute as a ladybug. Long hair grows back anyway. I still haven't gotten over how Vicks Vapor Rub in teeny tiny quarter-sized tins and Coca-Cola in plastic bags. What odd people. Dear 19-year-old, we are back in the land of rock and roll, the red, white, and blue, and excess. Do you feel kano again? Are you dying to scrape the 8-year thick Batangueña accent from your tongue? The boys here are pre-sold with swagger and hormones included, and the girls come globber shot that is ready to wear. Keep your morals, keep Dr. Jose Rizal's Maria Clara on speed dial, but don't forget you're only young once, so have lots of fun. Dear 35-year-old, your bombshell manual is both weapon and Bible. I hope you could still hear me through the in-between of your clickety-clack stilettos. Stay afloat, even if only your nose tip conquers the tide. Submerged below water is still you, beneath the bodycon of basement swaddled in bravado. In your sleep, your heart keeps time faithfully to the words emerging and agonizing tick-tock to stick between brain and nestles in your hard palate. Dear 5-year-old, is that you? The bullfrogs have all left. The curtains hold shapes, not joyful faces. Real cats cannot talk. I have decided our sister is almost ready to learn fractions. Still, I am generous and give her the lion's share. Did you know that nails impressed upon upper arms bring blood and reality to the surface? When we arrived at long last at the Emerald Gates, we were told that the wizard had ballooned home. Thank you.
Unmute yourselves. Give it up for Trisha.
It's very beautiful.
Damn, Trisha.
Always do it. Always do it.
Always dope.
Yeah.
Always dope. In the building. Always.
Really appreciate
De Jesus.
Yeah.
_Bell. Make sure you check her out. She is a poet. I love this woman. Like I said, she does her own open mics as well in different podcasts. Make sure you check it out. Real quick, want to shout out some people who are posting on our Facebook. Tigger the Great, Malik. Shout out to him. Shout out to Richard Martinez Jr. Shout out to Luis Santiago, my brother. He's always giving us energy. Appreciate him. Catherine De Silva. I haven't seen her in a while. What's up, Catherine? I'm glad that you're here checking us out. As always, make sure you guys go check out our Facebook and YouTube. Look up Nuyorican Poets Cafe so that you can see all of our past shows. And you can re-listen to Trisha's poem as well, because that will be up there. All right, moving on. We are going to the wild card, to the withdrawn. Now, to let everyone know, we call him the wild card because you never know what you're going to get from him. I try to put up a very adult theme, and he goes very like heartwarming, family friendly. I try to do family friendly, he gets all dirty. I'm assuming he's going to get dirty because I tried to be family friendly tonight, but who knows? The withdrawn. Let the people know they can find you online. Now let's hear your poetry.
Thank you. Y'all can follow me at The Withdrawn on Instagram and thewithdrawn.com. And I wrote some new shit. No title yet. I really want to know your name. Some might say I already know it. But I'm talking about the one outside of the stage. You know, your government. There's a part of me that feels like keeping it on wondering just for the fun of it. By the look in her eyes, she looks like the type to tell me if it ain't my mind, I want her to go down on first and she ain't sucking it. That's fine. My mic can wait. Lucky for you, it's the brain that can't. Yes, I'm rich in spirit, but I can't afford to put a delay on that. She goes up again with one short piece as a tease. And I'm mad like someone tell me where the tomatoes at. You stay keeping my fat ass hungry. Like I didn't just have a bag of Lay's for a snack. And you looking like a whole one yourself. Put a $5 bill in the machine just so I can tell. You to keep all the change. With your life, I could do the same thing. If I had this night after the open mic, I promise there's parts of your insides I could rearrange. Now don't get it twisted. I'm not trying to place an investment in your ass and tits, miss. For I know the mind is way more valuable than the two. That reference was gifted for the parts of you that could only be satisfied by another sapiosexual. I peep the eye roll when these boys babble about the typical multiple rounds of what a long dick could do. I say there's no space for a threesome between you, me, and my ego in the bedroom. When it's my turn to go again, I switch from physical to mental just so your heart can wonder who. is that young boy up there that before I didn't really pay attention to. I noticed the texting going on during my first poem, but ain't no hard feelings. I'll keep them all soft for you. Oh wait, I gotta unplug Alexa before she starts talking shit. About to tell Alexa to play Erykah Badu. Is I can make you, I can make you, I can make you put your phone down and present full attention to me. Hit you with the Sway Lee Sextasy beat. Giving you the peace with the I and disruption of the one without the I that has an A after the E. It's a known fact, foreplay is my thing. So I'm gonna play that game you started by also providing you with the tease. DM me for the rest. Or come through and let me read it while you got your head laying on my chest. Be careful. I just got my AC installed, so I might have sharp nipples. With you, I won't ever wear condoms, so if that's something you might be into, I could kid you. Once more, I'm straying away from the penis. If I left the next line up to Rosalind Diaz, I know she'd be the one to detect that this talk is all about the cerebrum. Trying to bask in all your fluids and keep the dopamine too lit. That's the only way we do this. So hard to be in this present moment when I can only picture a future where your heart is stolen. If that's your man next to you, tell him he could get his shit rocked. Cause I'm about to steal his girl in some of the Walking Dead flip-flops. Nah, I'm just playing, I ain't no homewrecker. Respectfully, if he's yours, I'll go after your twin sister. Kid you. Last time. What can I say? The jokester in me doesn't run on Duncan. Just in my DNA. Now it's cool that for a second circulation, we get to see everybody perform. And there's talk about a third. So I'll take that as a charm. I'm guessing I can end the night performing for you this piece without no shame. All in an attempt to get to know your name. Thank you.
Unmute yourselves. Give it up for the withdrawal.
Got that cadence too, baby.
Yeah.
The Withdrawn. You can check them out. thewithdrawn.com. You're taking a look for your twin sister. Does Diane Ward have a twin sister? Gonna have to find out. Shout out to Diane Ward and her husband and their matrimony that I am not going to interfere with. I love Diane Ward. Shout out to her. Thewithdrawn.com. Make sure that you go and check him out. Now we are going to take a break and jump into the Skiff verse. That's right. We are going to Paul Skiff, the New Yo OG. I always say he's got more claim to this open mic than I do. Paul, and I know Paul was going to give up his spot for Kai Brackens, but she's not coming through. So are you ready, Paul? Do you got something for us?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go.
Cool. Go ahead, Paul. You know the deal. Let us know where we can find you online. Now let's hear your poetry, brother.
It's just paulskiff.com and Instagram lately. That's just Skiffgram. I got all my windows open. It's a hot night in downtown Manhattan, so you're going to get all the nice street sounds, the ice cream truck, the sirens, the gunplay, the shouting, the love. You're going to get all that coming through the window. So I just have to remark on Withdrawn, standing up. And, he's a poet of the future who knows how to clamp down on a robot that might upstage him. I'm just going to do like 5 super short things. They're like 2 sentences. And the first 2 are from this thing, a scrapbook. Somebody had me writing poems when I was like 7 years old. I am happy. I am gay. I like a nice winter day. But when the sun comes out to play, you will see me run. I don't know what that was about. Hard to get back into your head when you were 7. I think this one's a cover. I have a little pussy. Her coat is silver gray. She lives down in the meadow, not very far away. She will always be a pussy. She will never be a cat, 'cause she's a pussy willow. Now, what do you think of that? And these are 3 short poems I wrote when I was a teenager. This first one has a title, And Ever Since. Doing 107 miles an hour as chance. My life flew around the corner. I just grabbed on as a careless guess. This has a title, You Never Thought You Would See Me This Way. Color in winter grass, movement in the rain down, breath after death's repast, wired concentration, so still, stone garment, lowing revolve, anise tremor, quarried reeds, sanctum bearing diurnal sapphire, winnowed over our close to, succulence on throat parched, myrrh in the charnel. The last one is, you are dead, and I try and I cry because I cannot remember the last time you touched me. The pussy willow switch you planted grew taller than the flagpole.
Unmute yourselves and give it up for Paul.
Wow.
I can write shit.
Born a Jedi Master. Like, you're like born, be like, Skip, I'm here.
No Padawan status.
Paul Skiff, check him out, paulskiff.com, on Instagram, Paul Graham. Man, stuff he's writing when he was a teenager is better than some of y'all. Oh, you thought I was gonna say me, right? No. Actually, say I. Some of it is better than mine, definitely. paulskiff.com. Make sure you check him out. Next, we're going to, and he had reminded me too, man. I'm the next time that I unmute the Withdrawn, I'm gonna yell out, Alexa, what website do I visit the most? Yes, I am. Okay, next coming up, Mr. Tessa Somok, the bard amongst poets, the farmer, the gangster, the philosopher. Mr. Tessa Somok, let the people know where they can find you, and then let's hear your poetry, brother.
All right, sounds good. Alexa, what websites does the Withdrawn visit the most? Anyway, I have two short ones on topic. This one is titled Poverty. My father swings the axe above his head and hurls it downward like a rock falling from a waterfall. Smack! In the middle of the dry tepehuaje tree, the wood creaks and ricochets, splits only halfway. While my father unwedges the axe, he tells me we're poor. Again, the axe is swung above his head, a sliver flies off like a spark from a bonfire. I pick up the sliver and draw circles on the ground. I know pobre means being cold at night, wearing the same clothes over and over, going barefoot, watching my mother cry like a dying ember. My father stops, pulls his handkerchief, begins to wipe the sweat from his forehead. I take the axe from him. Can I help chop poverty away? My father smiles, gives me a hug, cries, looks up, signs a cross on his face, and asks La Virgen de Guadalupe to bless me. So that was that piece. This is an excerpt from a longer piece titled, the longer piece is titled Cuando Ubaldo se rodó, when Ubaldo was rolled over. And this excerpt is titled Mezcala. We're playing in the riverbed. It was a bunch of the kids from the only 5 houses that existed in San Jose de las Palmas. San Jose de las Palmas, municipio de Ayutla in the state of Jalisco. It was not an impressive hamlet of modernity. It lacked practically any semblance of civilization. It was caught in a Gothic Mexico, somewhere we didn't know. We only knew the upstream town of La Hierbabuena, which was north of us and ran up the river in between the ravines, the copper and silver laden mines. Downstream from us was a dead-end satellite just southeast from us, a couple of hours on horseback. It was not along our temporal stream, which had water only 9 months out of the year. Our stream fed into the San Juan de Cacoma River that came from the west and continued in the easterly direction. Our stream had carved out a deep ravine, so we had to create trails along the westerly side, along the hilly levees. It was a very short run. It would flash flood with rains and remain impassable for several days till the tide had receded down. The same applied to the San Juan de Cacoma River. It was much deeper and for thousands of years had carved a very deep ravine into the rock. This made the water pick up lots of speed during the rains. When it rained, it was very dangerous to cross. As a child, I had to cross the risen river to go to Mezcala. Normally it was passable without getting your feet wet. We couldn't get our feet wet at the end of the working days. It would cause us spasms and thermal shock, also known as rheumas. There were some strategically placed boulders and rocks that got us that were replaced after the flash floods. Every so often, the fast currents would wash away the boulders and new ones had to be positioned so we would not get our feet wet when we crossed at the end of long working days, and we maintain our feet dry so we wouldn't have the pains in the middle of the night. During the guava seasons, we would go out there on Sundays and camp out. We would play in the water and harvest guavas to eat and to take home and process. It was a community event. All the households that were in that area had some from the surrounding areas came to share in the community event. Mezcala was at the end of the trail. There was no outlet like San Jose or La Hierbabuena. La Hierbabuena had several exits. Mezcala was surrounded by impassable mountains and circled by deep ravines. You went in through a seasonal place that my grandfather had. It was called El Veladero, like a wake, a place that you took the dead to give them a wake. It had a corral and a house made of thickets and mud and teja de roof. I had lived there for a year, and my grandfather and his family had lived there in the past. You continue south bordering the fields of El Veladero and you ended up down in the town of Mezcala. Mezcala was unique for its great tasting water. It had these beautiful turtles that would sun on the granite rocks and jump in when they sensed you. It was beautiful blue water from the copper ravines. It was very tasty. People from the nearby villages would come to get the water for drinking. They would pull up on their donkeys with 2 cántaros and fill them up and head back to their homes.
Unmute yourselves. Give it up for Mr. Tessa Somo.
Gorgeous.
Yes.
Amazing, Tess.
So beautiful.
That was a great trip, bro.
Somo, a bard amongst poets, Gaseous 2019 on Instagram. Look him up. He also runs the Pandemic Poets group on Facebook, which a lot of people in the community are in. And there's always postings of different open mics and workshops going on. So make sure you check it out, including this next person who we're going to invite, who is Marissa Prada. Marissa, I have to ask you, do you have an Alexa?
Yes, and I unplugged her because.
Oh man, because I know I wouldn't ask what's the website you visit the most. I would ask what are the top 5 websites you visit the most. That's what I want, all 5 of them.
She's loyal to me. She will not tell you. That is, you cannot break the seal on that. Nope, nobody knows.
Yeah, that's because you unplugged her. You're smart, Marissa. Let the people know where they can find you, and then let's hear your smart poetry. Go ahead.
Oh my goodness. Thank you, Advocate. Come find me, Marissa Prada, on Facebook, Prada Painting and Poetry on IG. I co-author The Word is Right, WRITE on Facebook. Roz is going to be a feature with Denise Science on Saturday, so you got to come for that. I also started a small press, redorgreenbooks.com. Red is READ. Redorgreenbooks.com. We got the original 10 in the house tonight. We're launching 10 debut poets, including my own book, which is coming out. So exciting. Please, please come follow us. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. All right. And I'm so excited Scorpiana is here. I love Scorpiana. Her slams are amazing. If you guys have not been to the Bay Area and gone to her stuff, go to her stuff. All right. So this poem is titled To 12-Year-Old Me. Lukewarm coffee sloshes around my mouth, down into my body, the same body that harbors my 12-year-old self, stiff and stuck in the stuffiness of this darkened adult life. I miss you, little girl, young lady. I could use your shining light. I know you wait and wait and wait for someone to tell you it will all be all right, that things get better. I know that you long to know the end already. I know you just threw down punches for the first time in the hall during the bell. I also know you had no choice. I wish I could tell you the bullying would stop, that this would be the last time you'd have to stand up against hate. Sweet self, you cannot ever give in. The bullies will vanish when you move to high school, and you will need to learn to speak beautiful into your soul again. For you are worth it. You matter. I know home is about to implode, will forever change the way you allow others to find you, love you. I wish I could say there's a happy ending, but self, we are still standing on the windowsill, watching, waiting, wondering if love even exists for us at all. Because love is not the touching you will live by. Bargain away bits of your body since you know no other way. Love is not the crying you will live by. Throwing away so much of your time since you know no other way. I wish I could say at this age and space in life that I have the answer, that I found the solution for forever. But you know me, and we are honest, so honestly, I don't know how this ends. But when you sit on the cold tile pantry floor, you will survive. You will not die that day, nor many more to come. There is so much work still to do. You will grow to love the grind of working on yourself, of loving others despite always being left behind. Never quit pulling your quiet voice up from your throat. Oh, yes. One day, sweet child, your voice will banish the beatings and the haters. Your voice will soothe and quiet your sweet children. Your voice will be for justice and peace and love. Always reach for your dreams and the things you have yet to know in this precious life. So hold on tight, hero. Don't give in to the darkness. Stop thinking of ways to escape, because I need you here in the coming years. Yes, I need you here. Your children need you. Your friends need you. For all the places we will go, people we will meet, things still left to do, left to learn in this beautiful life. But most of all, remember, you matter, and I love you. Thank you.
Unmute yourselves. Give some
Oh
energy.
That's one of your best
so
poems,
good. That was
Marissa.
so
That was one of your
good.
best poems.
So good.
Sure.
Thank you for being given.
Hold on tight, hero. Ooh, I love that. Marissa Prada. Make sure you give her a follow. Like I said, she got her hand in a bunch of cookie jars too. She's a fantastic writer. So make sure you go and you check her out. And next time that you are on this Monday night online open mic, plug your Alexa in. All right, Marissa, plug it in. All right, we're going to test it. Fantastic poem. All right. Anthea Brown. I hope I said this name right.
You do.
I did?
Yes.
Okay, because I know I said it right last week, and I was like, wait, I can't mess up in back-to-back weeks. So this is Anthea's second time with us. I think she has caught the addiction. You know, you come back twice. That's it. You stuck with us, and you're going to be stuck hearing awesome poems from people like Marissa Prada and more. So, Anthea, let the people know where they can find you online, and let's hear your beautiful poetry.
All right. You can find me on Instagram at Anthea S. Brown 315. My website is antheasbrown.com. Today I have 2 poems, but before I do that real quick, I got to give y'all a shout out. Thanks for all the love last week, and shout out to my Goddard College people. So I have 2 poems. The first is called Baby Girl, and it's dedicated to my father. Put your mind to it. Put your hustle to it, because dreams can become realities, baby girl. I hear the sound of my father's voice. New York is a tough town, baby girl, but he knew I had to do what I had to do because I am Ivan E. Brown's daughter, and I came ready to slaughter the hating ass naysayers, these tripping dictators. Don't be mad because you're just an imitator. I'll be damned if I don't make it. I suggest you put your money on it because baby girl is all grown up and taking over the world. The second poem is Gift for Mommy. It's a persona poem, and it's dedicated to my little avid poetry reader, my niece who will be 6 on Tuesday, June 15th. Mommy says she's sad because she have no dad anymore. So maybe we, you and me, Auntie, can get her a new one. I know I'm only 5, so what do you think, Tita? Is that a good idea? So Mommy won't be sad about her dad? Thank you.
Anthea Brown. Oh, hold on. Why isn't the button working? I gotta unmute everyone. And all right, unmute yourselves and give it up.
Yeah.
Love it.
One of killing me tonight.
Very beautiful.
One of us.
Yeah.
One of us. Anthea Brown on Instagram, Anthea S. Brown 315. Make sure you check her out. Start to get to know her. Anthea, make sure you're following the people here. You know, you're becoming part of the community. That's it. You're one of us. Our cult leader, Nick Paleologo, screamed it out. It is what it is. Okay, next up, we're going to Unmesh Mohikar. Man, I am excited to hear Unmesh. But I'm not gonna lie, no offense, Umesh. If I had the opportunity to sit here and listen to you or to go hang out in your background, I would hang out in your background. That looks awesome, that waterfall. I'm trying to unmute you and it's not working.
Hello, Advocate. Am I audible?
Yes, I can hear you. Gay, you know the
Yes.
deal. Let people know where they can find you. Let's hear your poetry, brother.
Yes. Unmesh Mohitkar from Instagram and on Instagram and Facebook. I got a book, Light Shadow Life, on Amazon, and I've got an open mic on Saturday, 8 p.m. India time. I will put all the links in the chat. Yeah, this is something which I have wrote 1 hour back, so very fresh. Here we go. You must be kidding me. I am not at all serious. Even as a kid, I have seen hatred. Though it did leave me with scars, but is there a way to learn life without being scarred? They used to tease me. I learned from the beginning, don't be over smart, always be part of the crowd. Crowd keeps you safe, away from the harm. Don't challenge authority, you will be safe. Don't take risk, you will be alive. Don't waste your time in loving someone because you need to earn money. With money, if money comes, love will come. You laugh at your talents, which are unique, but you are so scarred that you are scared of your uniqueness. Your talent becomes a burden. You keep cracking on silly jokes just to be accepted. Then the time came for the job interview. First thing they asked, what did you do different than others? Throughout my life, I tried to be unknown, anonymous, the faceless part of the crowd. Now they want me to be different. What risk did you take in your life? But did you ever encourage me to take risks? They asked me, do you love what you do? I don't have the guts to propose the love of my life. Throughout my life, they taught me to follow. Now they want me to be the leader. I always saw followers. The leader was far away, never seen, only followed. I am educated. Still, I have not learned much about life. I have followed the beaten path in the fear of getting beaten. Once in my life, I am going to go wayward, away and loud, without looking back or too forward, with an empty backpack, empty mind, and overflowing love in my heart, and overflowing love in my heart. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Unmute yourselves. Give it up for Unmesh.
Oh,
Oh, beautiful. So
Has been
beautiful.
Unmesh. Yes.
Positive. Yeah, man. Always nice to hear from you.
Unmesh Mohikar, who gets up early in the morning because he is in India to come hang out with us. Make sure you give him a follow. He's on Facebook, Unmesh Mohikar, and you can see all the pictures. He goes like diving in the caves. Like he's really adventurous, man. I love seeing his stuff online. Make sure you give him a follow. Next, coming up, we got Bushra El Snoopsy. Let me unmute him. Bushra has been getting onto our waiting list, and we haven't been able to get to him. And now it's been like that for a couple of weeks, and now he made it on the guaranteed list.
Yeah,
Bushra, let the people
finally.
know. Yes, let the people know where they can find you. Let's hear your poetry, brother.
Okay, everyone, you can find me on Facebook. I'm gonna type that in real quick because for some reason the Zoom freezes after I perform usually. Okay, I don't have anything to the theme directly because the last month was super busy. I finally defended my thesis, thankfully. And yeah, but this is as close as I can get. It's called Recap. It's in 5 short takes. Each, I thought of writing something about what I think of my life so far a while back. And then I thought about having it in different takes. So each take has a different theme. Recap, take 1. Swimming aimfully. Where is my destined shore? I missed the note on the music sheet. I closed my eyes and crossed the street, and I found the room without a door. I got naked and slept on the floor. A moment of grand awakening. I was dead center. I lived and lived for 100 years past, and eternity's riches moved by so fast. Through the wormholes of my presence, I grow weary of my demise. But the fate holds in its own, though it unravels in mysterious surprise. I race the events of my biography, forming a lesson in dull history. Why my heart never rests. Is it the narrative or is it the test? I run, I run, I run, and I keep running. The spiral that spits me into fire cools down my becoming. My kid is done. The war is won. To die is not to be. Oh my, how easy, if only seemingly. Take two. At dawn, I was a free soul. The vast light could reflect into me, and I took on the day. I climbed the high mountain of expectancy. Nothing worried me but the looming deficiency. Let's go, my cheer went on, and henceforth I was gone. I kept losing my element. It is just a vague sentiment. For when the whistle commences play in a night or in a day, I am in for the game. I am me just the same. No milestones of significance, only memories of utmost resonance. Oh, and I was never really tested. Maybe if scrutinized, I find myself arrested. But it's hard sometimes. It's hard sometimes to keep everything intact. I am bouncing between a projection and a fact. Stranger comes to me at night. He exclaimed in a subtle sight, "Are you happy?" Yes, luckily. If only luckily. Take three. A dream comes to life and life goes to bed. I preach some encouragement and forget what I'd said. The losses of childhood seem mild enough, but time does not change the fabric of existence. To live, you need consistent resistance. Busy with my thoughts, I turn alive. The keeper of my inn helps me survive. And sometimes I extend my hand to the unknown, and for a little while there, I really am not alone. The trajectory of emotions elevates me. I smile beneath the vehement majesty. One day, long ago, I wrote my very first line of poetry, and I wonder still what makes it be. The radio plays my favorite songs. I listen for hours long, and I have my books by my side. Page upon page, I let it slide. Very simple. I roam the imagined past in leisure. I feel each sigh. I sense every seizure. And I try, oh, I try. I try to get by. Take four. I could not write when the Lord was watching. Now he just knows everything. There is a major distinction. Day after day, I am feeling my ultimate decay. Release me to myself, release me to the world. Sometimes I feel I would never unfold. I perceive the anarchy and I accept the balance and I build up a throne of stupid tolerance. I come to terms with the avalanche and we walk hand in hand. I am still that kid getting help to stand grand. I was an arrow for so long, and one day I decided to be a seed. Some trouble may do me good. The more I take in, the less understood. I look at the sky and I scream silent. I put my foot on my balcony, everything looks so violent. And I entertain the ordinary wishes. I focus not on the misses, and I sleep sound. And I dream each night heavenward bound. Take five. There are no keys to the door. Life is a privilege I did not ask for. Why do I appease my non-paying customers so much? Maybe I should stay a bit out of touch. Nothing changes in the end. I feel the burn and negotiate the amend. Children die of starvation. I care without a significant intervention. My weak hands give humbly. My soft heart aches soulfully. The painting changes, but it is the same story. There is enough misery to overburden entire history, but my love comes victorious to that. My love comes victorious to that. It is a void statement, but it is a fact. Such a crimson flood my ecstatic worldly view. It drowns me in consumption beneath a glorious hue. And I write my story in plain code. I see to its rhythmic abode, and I resign myself to the dark. I carry an umbrella and take a walk to the park. Thank you so much, everyone.
Unmute yourselves. Give it up for Bushra.
Glad you're back, Bushra. That means you're
Thank you,
one of us. One of us.
I smile too.
Congratulations, Bushra. We got some smart cookies here. Bushra El Snoosi, you can put your information into the chat one more time. And I hope that everyone, after you performed, you have check in the chat to see what the nice people are saying about you. Shout out to Propaganda Poet and Dominique Colden, who are two people who sign up and rock out tonight. They're not signed up, but they have come to show and give us love. Appreciate that. Also to Brandy Walker. I saw Brandy in the chat. Terry Rose Jerkson. I don't think I know Terry, but shout out to Terry. Thank you for giving us love. I appreciate that. And shout out to Olivia, who is still here. There would be no Monday night online open mic tonight if it was not for Olivia. Thank you so much, Olivia. She is under the New Rican Poets Cafe's handle right now. Olivia, she just put up where you can donate to the cafe, but Olivia, please also put up your social media information so that the community can follow you and harass you with compliments and thanking you for tonight. Thank you, Olivia. And Olivia, she plays the harp, and she's also a scuba diver, and she's also, I believe, getting her law degree or looking to get in the law and stuff. She got her hands in a bunch of cookie jars, man. She's all kinds of awesome. Make sure you follow her. She put her information into the chat. Thank you, Olivia. So next up is supposed to be Andy Markert. He's not here. Then we got Metronome. We haven't heard Metronome in season 2 yet, only season 1, but she's not here. Then we got Lawrence Chance coming up. And Lawrence Chance, he's got a sharp tongue. He's always fighting again. He's always fighting a good fight. And Lawrence Chance is not here. That's 3 in a row that are not here. What the hell is happening? Okay, so we are going to Thomas Connor. Let me unmute Thomas Connor. Hey, Thomas, where are you? Please don't tell. There he goes. There he goes. All right. So we got Thomas Connor, and you need me to unmute one other person, right?
Paul Conqueso.
Where is that other? Where did he go? Oh, there he goes. He turned off his video. All right. Put it back on. There we go. All right. Cool. Thomas, let the people know where they can find you. Paul, you let the people know where they can find you. And then let's hear this collab.
You can find me at Facebook, Thomas Connor, and Instagram, TAC7371. And Paul is gonna kick it off. Let's go, Paul.
You can find me at Paul Conquesto on IG and Linktree. I got Sifu Tomas over here. He invited me to collab with him. Sifu Tomas, Storm Gods in the building, Voltron Rising. I'm gonna get going. This is called Growing Pains. These are the pains we feel in shrinking ourselves. Souls and vessels expanding, bloating, these growing pains. See, when I was a kid, TV raised me, babysat me as a baby, and junk food became a haven, swathing me in wrappers and swaddling me in layers. Both of these kept me grounded as latchkey, even though no one ever grounded me. My own mind made me lackey to the sappy standards of sitcom laugh track. My own being is past whack, and I can't troll like Chance. I really did see the Bankses, Winslows, and Tanners as surrogate families, but they always seemed so out of reach. As this boy met world, knowing family matters, but my own family didn't have the means to keep my full house safe and sound. So this is the story all about how my mind got flipped, turned upside down, and invertebrate. Burying face in plates to compensate, patching wounds with drive-through therapy, this connected cathexis, repressing the very real fact of how, as a child, you were not protected, were not respected for your bodily autonomy, or believed when you'd speak on violation or pain. This refrain became episodes syndicated on every station but the emergency service system broadcast of your heart's distress call. Becoming socially awkward turtle with unwanted touch because the one which came fractured me deep inside so much, and I'm still patching the fissures, finding the fixes to these issues, still knowing there's things you just can't fix because you're broken is a beautiful part of you too. Thinking I was damaged, dangerously anxious, shy, when really I was byproduct of my violation. Safe became that highest shelf of unreachable, no patience for self, and so I overate all I could from lower cupboards until body swelled, perhaps to make myself less desirable to predators who desired smaller bodies. Svelte may as well make myself undesirable to them, and myself too. And so I grew out before I grew up. Ate too much at 8 to emotionally dig the grave for that buried memory, grieving in empty bags and containers, finding reprieve and binge far before the eating disorder came for me. But it's really all a chain, you see. My inability to love self stemmed from that hate of the boy who was not big enough, not strong enough to call their bluff, the one who let someone do that to him without saying a thing. But how could he stop, a grown adult, when he couldn't even stop himself from consuming too much? Logic said, if I try to protect my inner child with many plates of armor in the forms of layers of cushioned skin, thick thighs, chubby cheeks, and other forms of sabotage, perhaps they wouldn't want him no more, wouldn't hunt me again in the hungry night. Reflecting on that time, you needed a caretaker, but got an undertaker, taken under by what the covers gave you. It was so hard to shake them. It was so hard to face when all you wanted was to stuff your face to save skin, not realizing this gain only ever made me easier target for my own internal hunters. Harmful thought became insidious sick because victim turned his hurt self-harm and never looked back from those latchkey days, burying self in an early grave. One stolen meal at a time, but perhaps it was being molested that stopped your forming full sentences. Those who don't understand trauma, though, will never learn compassion. Perhaps all we needed, though, was to hijack harm and let it know it can't have a home here. Remote control in our hand, clicking through channels of self-soothe, healing wounds which came from never tasting medicine of nurturing. Because I don't know if you've heard, but we are the plug that can be unplugged, dragged, or drugged. And really, my inner child just needed a hug for the longest time. And I think I'm the one to finally embrace him, let him know there's nothing he could have done to change this. And hopefully that would lift the weight of his pain. Shit.
When I was a kid, I was a latchkey kid. Pop work second shift. Me at home, raised by the Jetsons and Flintstones. I free ranged the stove range till Big Sis came home. But in the meanwhile, I went wild and stockpiled my chips. Shit, I ate everything to pacify my shit. I felt inadequate, living fat and shit. But I wanted to live fat and shit. Big and tall fashion kid. I wanted to flash my shit on some punch shit, quadruple X shit. Night trips blew me up like nitrous on some fleek shit. Some dope shit, gold chain shit, but on some broken shit. Devouring chips got me high on some blunt shit. Dying softly because I couldn't kill this shit. That extra snatch shit had me on some fat shit. Expanding my parameters on some live big shit. My appetite needed censorship to make sense of shit. Eating till I cleaned my plate almost became my fate and shit. Trying to find Nirvana, Cobain addicted, inflicted by the taste to whatever was on my plate and shit. Sifting through the fridge on the fringe of death. Walking one block, compromised my breath. Food, my heroin, mainlining my belly. No DMX, there's Valkyrie attacking. I defenselessly yet willingly I went. Disgraced Ronin committing gourmet sepulchre. Drifting through multiple plates at a deadly pace. With every bite, with every taste, put me in an unfit place. Fucking up my waist, that was my sunken place. Then I met this woman. She fell in love with me, but I wasn't in love with me. I even had pantomimes on my shelves mocking me because I couldn't see how she could love me because the fact was I didn't love me. But now I'm healthy, in a healthy place, and now I love me. And that's a feeling that I love, B. Peace.
Unmute yourselves. Give it up for Paul Conqueso.
Bravo.
Look up Thomas Connor on Facebook. Shout out to him. His Mets are doing way better than my horrible Yankees. Oh, I'm so upset this week over that. And shout out to Paul Conqueso. You can find him on the interwebs at Paul Conqueso. Make sure you check him out. We've got Norm Mathematics and Emily Cordes next. Then we're done with the guaranteed list. Then we can get into the waiting list. First, I want to give a shout out to Mary Blenderman. You can check out Mary Blenderman at maryblenderman.com. When you spell Blenderman, that's with 2 N's. We also have Susanna Perez in the building. What's up, Susanna? Thank you for joining us. I appreciate you. I usually see her when I hang out with Peggy. So I'm happy to see that she's out here hanging out with us now. Also, shout out to Abigail, who's like on the road and living her best life. And she's including us in her best life. I appreciate you, Abigail. Shout out to Ron Mark Thompson, who's here. Make sure you look up Bronx Fun Hub. He hosts his own stuff there, doing workshops with Diane Ward. Maybe he will know if Diane Ward has a twin sister. I'll hit up Ron later. Shout out to Ray Jane, who's also in the building. You can check her out. It's rayjane.com. She got a fire voice and a fire pen. Also in the building, Whitney Salgado, and her birthday is June 12th. And June 12th, we are hosting the New Rican Poets Cafe. Our first outdoor open mic is going to be our first since we have closed with the pandemic. You can check all of that information out on my social media at Advocate of Wordz. When you spell words, that is with a Z. That is happening on June 12th between 4 and 6. And Whitney is going to fly out to New York for her birthday. She hinted at it, now she has to. Shout out to Glissette. We haven't heard Glissette do a poem in a while, but she's coming to check us out. I want to shout her out. Of course, to Overdose, but Baby Overdose is no longer in the frame, so who cares? Now I'm joking. My man Overdose, love him. Also, shout out to Myra B. She hasn't signed up for the open mic, but she is hooked on us, and she constantly listens to y'all all the time. Thank you, Myra. I appreciate you. And thank you to the community for making Monday so enjoyable that people want to come hang out and be on a Zoom call, right? Like a lot of us have been doing a lot of Zoom, but they're coming out to hang out with us for a Zoom call. All right, Norm Mathematics is next. I saw Norm before. Where's he at? Oh, there, I see him. And I gotta ask him a question. Norm, were you in the military?
No, not this life.
Oh, okay. All right. I think maybe I'm mixing up with someone else. All right, Norm, let the people know they can find you online. Now let's hear your poetry, brother.
Why you throwing me that curve, man? Here we go. Okay, so this first piece is on topic, and that's coming in Get Home Safe. This piece is called My Boy Me. My pre-adolescent, hormonally enraged 12-year-old. I am my own reminder of that time in our lives when things happen inside our skin that we can only witness. Most of the time, we're unconsciously suffering the consequences of those changes that change us forever. The swirl of voices now entering my innermost listening, non-discerning 12-year-old ear no longer gives volume to what mommy and daddy say. The cacophony is overwhelming. I can't tell my own voice in all of that noise. I have to scream, screech, or hoot out loud, sporadically, spontaneously, just to make sure I'm not deaf to me. Whose thoughts are these I'm being told to think like? I got nothing but questions, got no time to listen to the answers. This don't make no sense, no difference to me. At the end, the unknown multitude of social variables, the dread inside the open closet door, the random missile that hits the bullseye on the side of my head. Dirt bomb, a rock, a bullet, unjust fear, like the bully, will be on the hunt. And I have to become invisible again while eating, walking, running, dodging, hiding in plain sight. Sometimes, and never, do I know or control the consequences of what happens next. I'm listening to the crook, the thief, the junkie, the cunning con artist that wins at all costs, unknown suffering due in their karma. That's later, in the future, and I don't have one. Most of the time, I feared those times that a stranger controlled everything, like the whiz behind a curtain right in front of me, moving all of us, especially me, around like pawns and puppets. Most of the rest of the time, my daddies, my uncles, my mamas, my grandmas, the old dudes on the bench, guys coming home to the projects, back from the wars across the ocean, from across the street, telling me to pay attention, and me wondering, what to? Not until I watched enough lives, listened to enough of those lives' lyrics, did I learn to urgently wait, move into those times like the surfer knows which wave to angle their board into, bending knees, shifting feet, forward and back, side to side, finding balance and momentum with each impulse, like the bird artist that hears, sees, imagines the combination symbols that need translating, waiting on the between conscious, letting go of ego to let those words, the unbidden ones, choose me to express them. I am humbled and inspired to multi-dimensionally, like a big bang. I wonder.
Oh no, I think we lost him. I think we lost Norm. All right, I'm gonna unmute everyone. Let's give it up for Norm, even though he's not here.
Love you, Norm.
Wait, whoa, what happened? What happened?
Amazing, man. Go buy his book, Black Cactus, by the way.
Shit.
Come back, Norm.
I don't know what happened. I think I don't know if he got booted. It went mute for like 15 seconds. Oh, I see his. Wait, I see him. Let me unmute him.
Yeah. You know what? I had another piece here, and Norm, I don't know if there's time. Can I read this other piece?
Yeah, I could give you a minute, but the thing is, you keep breaking up. Are you there, Norm?
Oh, forget it. I think I'm done.
Yeah, I sort of heard you, Norm. I'm sorry, Norm.
Signal's gone. Signal's gone.
Yeah, it's breaking up. Make sure that y'all look up Norm Mathematics. This dude also used defense, okay? Like, he's not just writing poetry, he used defense. And apparently in the previous lifetime, he may have or may not have been in the military. I'm not sure what that kind of answer right there, right? I don't know. That was like the spin doctor answer. Norm Mathematics, I love this dude. His book of poems are out, Black Calculus. Look it up. Get on your Google, look it up. Also, a couple people I forgot to shout out. I want to shout out Ray. Ray started coming, I believe, last week, has been giving us love, not only here on the Zoom and the Facebook, like on Instagram. Shout out to you, Ray. Generalissimo, who I had mentioned earlier when I talked about Scorpiana, is also here. And Eric G, his video's off, but he's looking in. Shout out to Eric G. Now we're going to Emily Cordes. Let me go to Emily. And because Emily wasn't on the open mic, and I don't want to say nothing because she wasn't able to respond. Just want to let you know that about a week or two ago, when a couple of New York poets from the Monday Night Online open mic got up to hang out, and they told me at the last second, Emily was one of them. I didn't even know. But Emily, you were an insider. We are supposed to stick together, even though you don't work at the New York Poets Cafe. We have been down in that small office together. We have bonded. Anyone who has worked down there knows that it's like life or death. You have bonded together. I am hurt, Emily, but I love your poetry. So let the people know where they can find you, and then let's hear your poetry.
We will pull you along for the next ride, man. So yeah, I am a Postmodern Psyche on Instagram. I'm also going to be reading at a couple of mics this weekend, including the New Year's open mic. I believe I did. I signed up for the list, so I have on good credit. I'll be on there. We'll see. Anyways, all right. This one is called Ghost of a Dress. This is some new shit. A skeletal phantom, it hangs disembodied, possessed by the ghost of the day I last donned it. a costume ill-tailored for multi-act drama, trimmed with exclamation points, no room for commas. Your last words, the boogeyman haunting my closet, but no flashlight shined will put flight to our monsters. Alive or as a ghost bride, you're always better dressed than me. Your sequins cloaking martyr's white, your fishnets shredded artfully. The internet's your catwalk, lapdogs and admirers at your feet. I call myself an actress, but I cast myself in irony. I shrink before the camera or collapse in fabric awkwardly. My hair shirts long since passed from vogue, but I wear them religiously. That dress won't fit much longer. The girl who wore it's now deceased. I'm learning now the hard way, abnegation's a bad look on me. My shit show won't be televised, but I won't wither in defeat. 'Cause even if the garments worn or cast aside are bittersweet, I pray that with collaboration, patience, and maturity, we'll stitch some better dresses to adorn our bodies beautifully. Thank you.
Mute yourselves. Give Emily
Woo! Lovely, man.
Oh man, that was good.
What Mary said. What Mary said.
Emily Cordes, make sure you give her a follow. She used to work behind the scenes at the New Rican Poets Cafe. She was working she did many things, but the thing that always stood out to me was like how she improved our social media, and that's how I came to know Emily. And then I was like, wait a second, like you an artist, what are you doing in like the administrative side? Because usually like administrative, they're here, and then the artist is here. Usually we don't cross. The New York, we've been crisscrossing, but Emily Cordes, make sure that you give her a follow. Love her, love her. All right, appreciate the community. We have gotten through the guaranteed list, and because we started late, I promised we would go 10 minutes later. We're gonna go to 10:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which means we still got like 35 minutes to go through the waiting list. With that being said, let's get to Gigi. Where's Gigi? Let me unmute her. Wait. Does she have like clothing over her webcam? Is she doing the naughty? And they like, cause she's got a new girlfriend. Gigi's like the last 2-3 weeks, Gigi got herself a new lady. So I don't know, maybe they're doing the naughty, like you really want to get together and you throw clothes, land on the webcam. All right, I don't know where Gigi is. I asked her to unmute her. So unmute her. So maybe she'll come back. That means we're gonna go to the urban cowboy poet. We're gonna hear a legend. Brother, let the people know where they can find you online, and then let's hear a legend.
Okay, they can find me online at Urban Cowboy Poetry, Facebook or YouTube, either one. I do have a legend. I don't have a theme because when I was a kid, because I'm still a kid. I'm the world's oldest kid. This legend is not an urban legend. It's more like folklore. It was requested by a certain cult leader from New Jersey. Jersey Devil and Other Beasts. If you see a legendary beast, don't mean you're smoking dope. Cowpokes in Wyoming sing along with the jackalope. America's got all kinds of creatures just in about every place. Some emerge from watery depths, some come from outer space. There's Bigfoot up in Washington. Others like him have been found from Oregon to Florida. Big hairy beasts abound. Look for Alabama's White Thing if you're an 8-man fan, or Fouke Monster of Arkansas, or the Tennessee Wild Man. Prehistoric lake monsters don't end with Scotland's Nessie. There's Champy up in New York. Maryland's got Chessie. Altamaha down south, Tixarook north, native tribes believe. We got the Lake Erie Monster right here in the land of Cleve. If you're ever way up north in Maine, look for a ghostly moose. Every state has got some kind of legend running loose. Vampires, big beasts, aliens, dragons, and on the evilest level, there's a 300-year-old Satan spawn they call the Jersey Devil. Back in 1735, according to the lore, Mother Leeds had 12 children. She didn't want no more. When she got knocked up one more time, she laid on in a curse in the presence of her midwife, her 18th century nurse. She had told her husband to stop fathering and to leave her alone. This cursed child won't be yours. It'll be the devil's own. Number 13 came out normal, but as soon as it was born, it grew a tail and hooves and wings and a goat head top of the horns. Then it screamed and whipped its tail. The children it was scaring before it flew up through the chimney and escaped to the pine barrens. That region of South Jersey where robbers and lowlifes roam was a perfect inhospitable place for a devil to go home. Devil sightings through the years have New Jerseyites convinced that the monster is immortal these 3 centuries since. There were 19th century reports by one notable after another, like Commodore Stephen Decatur and Napoleon Bonaparte's brother. By the early 1900s, devil hunts were kept up steady with rewards offered by newspapers and cages at the ready. Devil culture is alive today. There's board and video games. There's even devils playing hockey, but I don't think they're the same. Each state champions its own legend. Competition is serious. California's dark watchers are by far the most mysterious. Chupacabra preys on Texan stock. Sasquatch might be the hairiest. The New Jersey folks can rest assured their creature is the scariest. Thank you. Thank you, Nick.
Give it up for the Urban Cowboy
New
Poet.
Jersey!
Yes, let's
Oh,
go.
yeah.
UCP.
UCP takes requests. Oh boy.
Yay.
Oh boy.
Urban Cowboy Poet. Look up Urban Cowboy Poetry on YouTube. You'll be able to find his stuff. That's what's up, man. I enjoyed that. Okay, next up is Gigi. I see Gigi now. Gigi, I don't know if, Poetical is in the building too. Shout out to Poetical. I forgot to mention him. But Gigi, I think maybe you had another account on here. I saw Gigi.
I did. I like to watch you guys while I do homework. So I put it on my laptop and then I shut my laptop and open my phone. You don't think I'm a busy bitch, Advocate. I put on a dress and black lipstick every week for y'all to read your poetry. You didn't even see me.
I'm sorry. I'm glad we got to you. Let the people know where they can find you, and then let's hear your poetry.
You can find me on Instagram at iron_resilience, and then at my website at arcadian-poetry.com. Okay, I have 2 poems. One of them is not on theme, and it's kind of about, I just officially changed my name, so I'm very excited about that. And then the second one's on theme. All right. So this one's called Bodies. I am feeling my soul re-entering my body as the solstice approaches, summer redirecting my body. I am not only an offering, but an altar. It's been a long plague, winter lasting over a year. Life is resuming. I can feel the earth is thawing. I have spent this last cycle not surrounded by bodies, no longer having anyone else to compare myself to. After a year of isolation, I am now picking up pieces of broken mirrors and mounting them onto a wall. I now want to see myself in its full glory. I am no longer hiding. I am Arcadia. My body is a garden covered in flowers. As it's getting warmer, I am displaying my body as the deity of self-love, my soul lifting as heat rising in this summer season. My body is no longer a prison. My body now feels like home. And then the second one is called Stardust Kid. A letter to my middle school self. Kid, you are made of stardust, a collection of fragmented falling stars from ancestors that brought you here. Kid, you are stardust. Now I know it feels scary. Gossip and words saying like gospel bounce off corridors and directly hit you in your reputation and make you fearful of the truth. Kid, you are stardust. I don't mean to cause alarm. The bullies were right by cruel coincidence. You are queer, and it takes you a long time to get here. Kid, you are stardust. Your queerness was not born from short hair or undesirability of peers. No, it was created with care. It was born of eros and for the future love that you give. Kid, you are stardust. That struggle, your fear, it's not the crumbling of your earth. It is the supernova that hits when you are no longer afraid. Kid, you will become the sun and the moon, and I know it's not easy there. Don't blame yourself for shining. You become blinding. Don't. It doesn't last forever. It's still worth living. And when you're finally here, standing where I am, you will look around and realize that you are loved as the night sky. Thank you.
Unmute yourself. Give it up for Gigi.
Yes. Fucking Gigi.
Second one especially. That's the second one.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
Gigi.
Come on.
Go Gigi.
Oh, man.
Get it.
I want to be Stardust too, damn it. Gigi, make sure that you go and give her a follow. Oh, I love that poem. And I love the fact that Gigi stands up and performs, man. I so can't wait for the 12th when I get to host the open mic live and people are standing up and performing. Thank you, Gigi. And next time I won't click for the Gigi and cardio or whatever it is that I had clicked. To Black, I was like, what the heck is that? She getting out. I was about to speak to your Alexa. Alexa, start recording. All right. Next coming up, we've got Poetic Desire. I love her background. She's wearing the pigtails. She came ready to rock. Poetic Desire. Let the people know where they can find you. Then let's hear this poem.
Yes, I had to dress up like a little kid, right? Facebook and Instagram, Poetic Desire, spelled with a K, 6-word memoirs, Poetic Pisces, 2 fairly short ones tonight. Okay, language of a child's tone. Mommy! A young child screams. I don't like that, echoes an angry tone, or even more annoyingly resounds the scream, no. Why is it that when a child dislikes something or is very irritated, just wants to throw a tantrum, has no problem screaming demands in your eardrum, but when it comes to saying, I love you, please, and thank you, anything that is nice and polite, they say it so softly, as if speaking such words don't seem right. Yes, they just know exactly what they want, said in just the right tone, knowing just what they mean when things don't go their way, making tantrum demands angrily. But when it comes to being an angel of a child, perhaps they're timid, unsure of how not to act so wild. For little minds equate speaking quietly equals staying out of trouble. And then the next one is child's play. With not a care in the world, life is like one big playground. Eyes alit with excitement, these eyes see no responsibilities. Just a world filled with playgrounds in its path. In this world, no obstacles are seen. Nothing stands in their way except for a guardian's rules to obey. Running free in the wind's breeze, shaded from life under the trees, birds chirp their joyful sound in harmony with this time of life. Smiles from ear to ear, giggles, laughter, jumps for joy, slides and swings and monkey bars. Through play they learn lessons of life, oblivious to realizing what they're being taught. How life is a balancing act, you see, performed on these wooden beams. How life is a pendulum between right and wrong as we struggle to swing through those monkey bars. How life can flow with such ease as we find ways to slide down so carefree. How life can spin by us so steady and fast, grip tightly to this merry-go-round. What a blast. How even though life's playground will present many obstacles for us to play through till our energy is spent, let a child's play remind us adults that if we release our inner child spirit, perhaps we'll find trinkets of enjoyment amongst everything in life we shall come to experience. In pieces.
Ooh, unmute yourselves. Give it up for.
Awesome. That was awesome.
I love the costume and
Yes.
Poetic Desire with the extra production there, with the background, the pigtails. I love it. I love it. I love it. I was starting to get old, then I had a kid and I got young real quick. I was like, oh, I'm gonna go play in the sandbox now, in the monkey bars. I used to push him out of the way. No, daddy first, daddy first. All right, next up, Trav the Poet. He has been here a couple of times, but I think we've only gotten to get to him once. So it's gonna be a second time we're hearing him on the Monday Night Online Open Mic. Trav the Poet, is good to see you again, brother. Let the people know where they can find you online, then let's hear your poetry.
You can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Trav the Poet. All right. This one is on the theme. Fragments of memories merge to form a collage of experiences, mostly real, some a mirage. Marty McFly time traveling in the DeLorean, flux capacitor sparks the storm again. Now in the back seat of our station wagon, parents arguing, mom crying, daily happenings. I tune them out, vibing to music mixed with traffic, staring out the window, wishing upon a car. The models I drive as an adult would whisk me from afar. At night, I dream, scheming to be the king. I'd fight upstream, demons seek to bring me down because I'm empathetic to millions. I learned to care a lot from the Care Bears missions. From the clouds, I'd scream loud against the cold heart professors. No heart lords that teach hate and pour cold water on blessings. Saturday morning cartoons were my escape and sanctuary. My internal clock awoke me at 6 o'clock. I wouldn't tarry. My brothers and sisters convene on the couch in pajamas, spilling cereal, entrenched in the drama while we wait for our mama. G.I. Joe taught me to be an American hero, even though America didn't see me as equal. That detective with his silly hat had me emphatic to fix things, learn tech, and expect the gadgets. I wonder why I'm artistic. Maybe it's the visions I adored of those high-pitched singers, Alvin, Simon, and Theodore. I learned teamwork and the will to hold on, weaponized powers with others to form like Voltron. When my family fell far from their original planet, broken asunder, I had to rumble against sadness, become a big cat with the thunder. Seeing ninjas so comfortable in their shells helped me with my own inner self. In my sewer, I dwelled, practicing kicks, throwing stars, taking my sword off the shelf, thrusting my staff. I listened to my mentors, senseis for inner health. I danced to bebop and rock steady, a boss against foot soldiers. I put myself together so my soul's flame couldn't be shredded as it smoldered. Child of the 80s, original millennial, my start too crazy. Faced many challenges, they couldn't faze me. The cartoons raised me.
Unmute yourselves and give it up for Trav the Poet.
Welcome back, Trav. Welcome back.
Oh, wow. Amazing.
Yeah. Poet Thundercats. Oh, I love Thundercats. I loved it. And that bebop and rocksteady and the foot soldiers. I caught that. I watched Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Make sure y'all give Trav the Poet a follow. I'm so happy we're able to get to him. Next, coming up, let's try to get through the whole waiting list. We don't have too much time. Is Amelia. Wait, where is she? I saw her before. She was here. There, yeah, wait, there she is. We got to hear her last week. She signed up a couple times. We didn't get to hear her, but now we've gotten to hear her in back-to-back weeks. I'm trying to unmute you. There it is. Go ahead, Amelia. You've been here. You know what it is. Let people know where they can find you online. Then let's hear your poetry.
Hello, everyone. I don't have social medias, and this is about as new could be. I was kind of writing it in the background of listening to all of your beautiful words. Thank you. It doesn't have a title. Sleep apnea, complex. Feel like I'm drowning. Thought bubbles creeping up, surround and keep down me. Laughing, crying, frowning, clowning. That nightmare that I used to have about that swimming hole up the road a bit, the neighborhood kids called the pits. Someone just dug until water was hit. from nearby riverways and ocean sprays? What do you know about cranberries? Eventually filled right up. Take a dip, take a sip, fill a cup. A sippy cup? I'm a fucking baby, trying to get some rest. The swimming hole down the street, keeping me awake, whole nights up. Finally would fall asleep. Slip, slip, slip. I'm back under, another level, asunder. Okay, now I'm back. Not sure just where. On the shore, at the swimming hole, watching a scary clown push an ice cream cart across the water. Like, why don't you come here and get one, little girl? I know you wanna. Wow. That's like a metaphor. My life story. Like everything on the horizon, half inviting, half gory. Shot down in a blaze of glory? Not exactly. By Jove, Bon Jovi. This is a piece of nonfiction turned unintentional allegory. Like going in, going after what I want, dip one toe in, it's quicksand, swallows me whole. All I wanted was a fucking ice cream. This clown wants my soul. He's not a friend. He's not a homie. He's not my brother. But he sure is flashing up my dream state with a mean streak live in living color. Red and yellow, striped clown suit, rainbow wig, hat to match. Kind of reminds me of Tekashi 6ix9ine looking back. I'm right here, right now, drowning within an inch of my life. Oh wait, he has a match. Yank her out just in time. Make her really pout to watch her very own home and crib burn to the ground. I came up in the burning ring of fire. I walk the line. He is the man in the rainbow wig. I'm the man in black. These scars and memories etched in the development of my spine, my frames, my brains, repeated experience that I'm fighting to stay above the water, when in fact I'm in my own crib, laid up, facing up, arms open, supine, faced with repeated messages, misconstrued and misdirected, true, still straight from the divine source, of course, reenacting traumas, here and now, gone and there, running through my very veins, barely coming up for air. So there.
Ooh, unmute yourselves. Give it up for Miss Amelia.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Wow.
Oh,
Real.
oh.
Yes.
I love that, and I love that horizon line. How it's like half inviting, half gory. Oh, that hit me. That caught me. Miss Amelia, I would tell you to follow her, but she's in the witness protection program, so you can't follow her online. That means you're gonna have to come back here Monday night online open mic. Also, for those of you who can't wait till next week, Thursday night, La Bruja will be back. She hosts the Thursday night online open mic. That is at 9 p.m. I will be there because I will be running tech behind the scenes, which means I will be getting festive and my video will be off. Okay, GK Jairam is next. Let me unmute him. It seems every time, GK, every time you sign up, you seem to get on the waiting list. But when you are on the waiting list, we get to the waiting list. So you're going to have to keep signing up. I'm trying to unmute you. Are you getting the message? Yes. There we go. GK, let the people know where we can find you online, and let's hear your poetry, brother.
Yeah. What does a baby do? What does a baby do? Nothing, nothing at all. He eats, sleeps, smiles, eats again, sleeps, smiles. What doesn't he do? Does he do nothing? No, wrong, wrong, wrong. He does so much, including doing much, but not doing anything at all. Take what you want, said God. Take it and pay for it. There's a quid for every co. It's true for adults, but not true for the baby. He gives without reserve. He takes and takes without reserve. If the baby could talk, he would say, Now, partner, not my game. I just smile. At worst, the baby asks for silly faces, weird noises, hugs, kiss, more hugs, kisses, fondle the sweet bundle. That's all it asks. And he wants you to be a clown, not Chaplin. Just Charlie would do. What doesn't he do? He does not hurt. Hippocrates must have been a baby. And he said, Mama, Dada, above all, thou shalt not hurt. Do not spit in spite. Do not hate. No Christ to fate. No lie, notably not sly. Ask not what your country can do for you, nor thank God what you can do for your country. He just eats, sleeps, smiles, and asks for nothing in return except that you be there and love, love, change diapers, love, feed, love, laugh. The beginning, the middle, and the end of our story, the babies and ours. Love, love, love. He babbles in bubbles. His drool is, they say, his baby talk. If so, it's much easier to listen to that than the sound. Oh, and he doesn't spout poetry. He is poetry.
Unmute yourselves. Give it up for GK.
Yes.
Hey.
Damn, GK.
Amazing.
GK Jairam. He is now our good luck charm. He's gonna have to keep signing up. Gigi, I sent you a message. Yeah, Gigi, I sent you a message. Maybe you didn't see it because you have two. I don't know which one to send it to. I want to know. I only have 2 poets left, and then I would like for you to say the Good Night Sweet Poet poem. Are you willing to do it? Are you gonna be around? Yeah. I think she's saying, yep, she's saying, yeah. Okay. I don't know which, send me a direct message so I can respond to you and I know which account to send it to. But we still have Mr. Speaker who's going to end the night. But before we get to Mr. Speaker, we are going to get to Jen Monique. Let me unmute, wait. And there we go. Hey, Jen, I'm glad we got to you. Let the people know where they can find you online and then let's hear your poetry. No curveballs.
I am actually putting it all on the Zoom chat. It's jenmonique.com and at jen_monique_poetry. That's Instagram. Been dying to get on here, guys. I've missed you. And then I think it was another time I got on. No, I didn't get, I don't know. Anyway, I've been dying to get on here. So here we go. I'm just gonna jump in. This one's titled Kid Me. It's hard to think of myself as a kid. I've had to really think about the kid me. Was I even ever a kid? Did I have a childhood? I remember a ton of hospital stays. I remember mostly being with my sisters, sometimes my mother. I remember caring for my brothers once they were born. There are memories of shelters and moving around a lot. Memories of family gatherings I wish would never end. Memories of trips that never lasted long enough. If I could be in front of that kid me, I'd kneel before her. I'd look at her tiny face and I'd wrap my arms around her. I'd hold her gently in my arms and I would tell her all the things no one ever told me. My sweet little girl, you are the most fearless child I know. From the day you were born, you've been scarred, inside and out. Those scars will continue to add up. Just be prepared. But you don't have to worry about all that now. It will be there. It will all be there still when you get older. Come here. Let me hug you. I know it's been a while since you've had a mother's embrace. Let me pour self-love into you. I know no one else will. Most importantly, let me share the secrets you won't learn about until the years down the road. You will not die. So don't be scared. Doctors will be amazed by you your whole life. God will carry you through every single surgery. You will grow to be stronger than you yourself will realize, as will they. And do not worry about what anyone will say. It will not come for you. Sweet child, you will get to be everything you ever wanted to be. Teacher, a writer, a dancer, except a singer. But you could change that if you want. Stick to the choir that you'll get accepted into when you turn 16 years old. Don't, for the love of God, move upstate with he who shall remain nameless. And if you must go, get rid of him quickly. Don't worry about having a daddy. He's out there, and he knows who you are. You could push to meet him sooner. When you hit 13, kid, you'll hear his voice. But it won't be until you're 15 when you meet him. And I'm sorry, my dear, he's not all that. You will still miss out on having the father you've always dreamed of. The hard truth is that you are yet too young to be so hurt and poisoned by your parents' story. But don't worry. When you're older, you'll be able to handle it and even forgive them, knowing they don't deserve an ounce of it. Until then, the purity of your heart will protect you from the bitterness and resentment from rooting too deeply into your soul. Your mother will continue her patterns well into her old years. You will not repeat her life struggles. Rest assured. Your father will need you when he's old. Take it as a blessing and believe that it will bring you an abundance of knowing who you are, who your ancestors were, and take comfort that your identity is complete in him. I know you've already wondered if you will ever get to be a mommy. Yes, you will, my dear, but it is a heartbreaking journey. Your miracle will come, though. You will see the face of God in his. You will love him fiercely. All the care that is lacking from your life now will be found for him. Let nothing touch the head of your baby. He will be blessed and anointed. Now and later, my sweet darling, there's nothing to feel guilty about. My sweet girl, no one prepares you for your battles. So stay close to God. He will be the only one constant and protective of you. While there's so much to tell you, just know that you are a smart girl and only become smarter. You become good at surviving. Just don't forget to live and enjoy the fruits of your survival without any guilt. Your life will mostly be a lonely journey, but you will go far. And even from a distance, you are and will be loved beyond measure. The best thing I can tell my kid self is to enjoy being a kid. It will not last long. Love you always and forever, Fefa. Thank you.
Oh, give some love to Jen Monique.
Damn,
Last long.
Beautiful. Yes, yes, yes.
That was
So good.
beautiful.
Thank you, Jen Monique.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
That line about like not having a mother's embrace in a while, and then like she's being a mom and like her giving it, just I just love it. I love it. Jen Monique, make sure you look her up, give her a follow. So happy we got to Jen. So happy. All right, we're gonna end it now with Mr. Speaker. Last person on our waiting list who is present, Mr. Speaker. Good to see you as always, brother. Let the people know where they can find you and then close it out.
Find me right here doing all things poetry. Let's go. It's late. Let's get it. Questions for Mama. Mama, I have a few questions for you before I go to sleep tonight. Would you please tell me, why is my skin so light? Why don't I have skin as dark as the night? And tell me, why are my eyes so bright? I am asking you out of love, as you are my primary teacher. Mama, why do I seem to have so many white features? Mama, why do so many white people look at us in such a strange way? You know, like they are afraid or like we are runaway slaves? Why do people here harbor so much deep-rooted hate? Why does racial, sexual, and religious differences divide these United States? Why does the United States have so many serial killers on file? And why do we have so many sexual deviants and pedophiles? Are you telling me my past before slavery is just a mystery? Is that why there are so few positive things written about Black history? Why does the US fight for freedom and then harbor so much racial mess? Why does the United States send billions overseas while citizens starve right here? Take a guess. Why is there so much hate toward interracial love and dating? Why do American immigrants look down on others who are still migrating? Why do millions smoke when they know it kills them and their friends? Why do so many fathers walk out on their families without paying dividends? Why do so many mothers seem to kill their own seeds? And why do so many young girls need somebody to tell them who their baby daddy is on TV? Why do poor people with bad credit have to pay more to borrow money while the rich pay less to borrow? Now, that's not even funny. Why can I eat just anybody's pork? And why do so many Black people, why are there so many Black people in court? Why do homeless people seem to live in some of the coldest places? And why do people of all religions walk by them without looking in their faces? Why do people in customer service seem to be so darn mean to their fellow man? And why is it that people have been dying forever, but graveyards never seem to run out of land? Why do the police write traffic tickets while people are being robbed? Why do so many people want handouts without getting jobs? Why did Michael Vick get 2 years in prison for fighting dogs as a sport, while a drunk driver can kill a human and get off with probation from court? Mama, why do so many people still live on plantations? And what is a third world country? Is that how the US looks down upon other nations? Why do I hate the police, and why do I have to check behind my teachers? Why don't I trust politicians? And why do we have to keep an eye on clergy and preachers? I know you may not have the answers, but these issues have me shaking my head, my young head. When you get the answers, let me know. But right now, Mom, I'm just gonna go to bed in peace.
Unmute yourself. Give it up for Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
What's that?
He's gonna go to bed, Mama. I'm just gonna go to bed.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
All the way.
Mr. Speaker, you can check him out, MrSpeakerInc.com. When you spell ink, that is INK. Wow, what a way to end the night. All right, before we go, one more time, I want to shout out Olivia for making tonight possible. There was a lot going on behind the scenes, and I called Olivia, like, I know I haven't spoken to you in a while, but I need your help. And she's like, I got you. I got you. She dropped all the stuff. She was about to go scuba diving and play the harp and do all this stuff for law school. She said, no, she's going to be here. Olivia, thank you so much for tonight. I appreciate you. So now we are going to end with, of course, our last poem. You know, the first year I had been doing it, and I felt like year 2, I wanted to hand it out and like give it to the community, because it really is very much about the community. So because right now Olivia is the host, at the end, Olivia, you'll see like Gigi will give away goodbye after the poem, and that's when you know you can close out the show. So let me unmute Gigi. Of course, we are back here next Monday. The theme is going to be Rep Your Flag. You can follow me online, Advocate of Wordz. Just Google me. When you spell words, that's with a Z. Yeah, and tomorrow I'm gonna be posting up information about the two shows that I'm doing on Saturday. One is a feature at the Tenement Museum on the Lower East Side, Orchard Street. And then the next is an open mic, which some of the members of our community have signed up for. I'm really excited for that on June 12th. And it's Whitney Salgado's birthday. And she got her hair, looks like her hair got blown out all day. She's there with her fan. I see you, Whitney. Make sure you come to New York. I hope so on Saturday. So with that being said, I appreciate all of y'all. Gigi, it's time for you to end the night for us. Go ahead, sis.
It is. Good night, sweet poet. Thank you for sharing what you've written. Good night, sweet poet. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Good night, sweet poet. May your dreams be as imaginative as tonight's poems. Good night, sweet poet. Thank you for inviting the spirit of Miguel Agrin into your home. This has been the Monday Night Online Open Mic presented by the New York Poetry Cafe, hosted by Advocate of Wordz. And on behalf of the community tonight, I, Gigi, would like to say good night, sweet poet.